What is up, guys, and welcome to my top 4 locals branded deck profile. I want to take branded out because it's been a while since I played with branded. Say branded fusion went to 1 and a lot of things got hit. Say get my puppy got locked, so wanted to test it out and kind of, wanted to test it out. It's been a hot minute, and honestly, branded is still super cool. Probably still one of my favorite fusion, fusion based decks. So it was super good, performed super well. Like I said, top 4. It's definitely aged, and it's definitely not as good, especially without the say 3 branded fusion, especially because that's just an Ash target now. But yeah, without further ado, let's just get right into it. First off, we have, of course, 3 of your Jester. Of course, this is just one of your mandatory 3-0s, of course. I like running a Dramaturge, just having a free special summon extender from the hand when you fusion summon. It's just super useful, especially when you're trying to push for game. Let's see with the big 3K body. 1 Ad Libitum, and then of course 1 Despian Tragedy. This is like our Despia lineup for our Despia creatures. If you don't like the Dramaturge, you can just take it out, of course, but honestly I just like the free extender. Next, for the additional engine, 2 Fallen Alabaz with the 1 Albion. These are like your 3 Albaz names. Honestly, having too much of seeing Fallen Alabaz is not too bad, but honestly you could really cut him down to 2, I would think. And plus this deck is just super tight, so having to make any cuts is possible. And of course you have Albion, which also just counts as Fallen Alabaz as well. So we have those 2. Next, I ran 2 of the Blazing Cartesia, and then of course 2 of the Guiding Quem. I went for the 2 and 2 route, and honestly, it was just great. Like, I know some people maxed out to 3 and have like the 3-2, but honestly, having a 2-2 thing and having basically say them being super searchable, especially with fusion deployment, is just nuts. So honestly, you can have 2 and 2. Next, we did run the 1 Carrier and the 1 Spriggan's Kit. These 2 having additional names and being able to go is just really good. Next, we have our 3 branded opening. Still an insanely good card, honestly. And of course, we have the 1 branded fusion at 1. Maybe it could come to 2 or 3 eventually, kind of like to go away with like the little slowly but surely, say leak it off the list. But for now, we have it at 1. You also have 1 branded in red, 1 branded in white, and 1 branded loss with the 1 branded retribution and the 1 banishment. I did not say have spirits, high spirits of the branded or branded in high spirits, because I didn't have one. I could not find one for the state tournament, so I didn't run it. But if I did have it, I'd probably run it the build because the card's still good. So, but yeah, but honestly, having just this as this like a standard super stapled branded deck worked perfectly. Next, I did run 1 of the Bestial Rebellion and 1 Soronir. 2 Bestials, honestly, you really don't need more. You could run probably Magnum with 2 if you really wanted to, but I just ran these, say these 2. And then for our lock, we do run the budget option lock that used to be back in the day, having Ross Disciple out. It can still be outed because depending on your matchups, they can easily just get rid of the Ross Disciple, but having this still just be an annoying frustration, plus it's a fairy, and it's a light. And also we do run the 1 Dark Magician because we do run Dragoon. Because Dragoon, honestly, is pretty nuts. Next, for non-engine stuff, of course, we have 3 Allure of Darkness. Card's just super good. Like, it's just draw 2. 3 Super Poly, Broken. 2 fusion deployments. Like I said, this deck is super tight, so honestly getting away with 2 fusion deployments is honestly pretty good, especially since we run 3 talents, well, 3 thrusts, so we can just get to anything we want. You also have the 1 Gold Sark, 1 Foolish, and 1 Called by the Grave. That rounds it out for our main deck. We're going to go on to the extra now. Now, the extra is nothing too crazy or too spicy. I did run the new Light and Darkness Dragon. This guy is kind of nuts. Be careful, though. He has a mandatory effect, but having him just out is just super frustrating for your opponent, so they'll pretty much just have to get rid of this. But having Light and Darkness Dragon Lord is just nuts. Honestly, I highly recommend testing that out. Of course, we have the 1 Drake of Sepelia, the 1 Chimera doing, standard fusion stuff, fusion boards. The 1 Dark Dragoon as well. For the Super Poly targets, like I said, this extra deck was super tight. If you want to run more Super Poly targets, you can easily just take out the Light and Darkness Dragon. Say run more like the Garua and the Mud Dragon, for example. Honestly, just having this and then also all the branded stuff. Honestly, they just make really good Super Poly targets in general. So, and then of course Chimera is just nuts in general. Now for our actual like Branded stuff, say 1 Kotoris, 1 Regbrum, 1 Dusk. Of course, we do, let's say, 1 Abyss, and I wanted to run the Abyss and the Masquerade. You can cut the Abyss if you don't like it. Like I said, you can probably put, like, the Garuda or the Mudragon in its place, but I wanted to run more of, like, the Branded Fusion type stuff, so, yeah. But I did like it. Of course, we do have the 1 Albion as well, and then, of course, the 1... let's see, Lubion, the 2 Mirror Jade, of course, and the 2 Albion to round out our extra. Like I said, I wanted to keep it kind of just a nice, standard, super cool and fun Branded deck profile. And honestly, I really had super fun playing it. It's definitely, I think it's a format where Branded can thrive right now because there's so much stuff in the format. But again, being able to just be debarriered or our Branded Fusion Ash is pretty bad. Our side deck, we did, say, run a bunch of the, say, fusion substitutes and stuff like that in case that did happen, like the fusion duplications. We did run that on the side in case we know we're running against a heavy hand trap deck. So that is a side deck option that I ran, because having your Branded Fusion Ash and then having just the fusion a duplication back here was pretty good. So, but yeah, that's it. Say for the profile. So, hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like, comment, and subscribe like always. And until my next video, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.